All right, guys. Injuries from the game. Ben Barge went out with an ankle, didn't return. Isaac Rendo went out with a foot, didn't return. Go ahead.
What's the extent of Brenda's foot injury?
We're not sure. Possible foot sprain. X-rays didn't for sure show anything, so we'll have to look into more of that.
How large is a high ankle sprain? Is that large?
Yes. Yeah.
How much did you guys just need that right out for that? Just jump out to the 24-0 lead after what's been on the last couple of weeks?
A lot. I mean, it was that close one at Seattle in the last play at home. It was so tough, and then the following 2 weeks were as bad as it got. So we had to step it up today. Wanted to play well. I thought we did play well. And the most important thing was getting a win, and we got it done. So I was proud of the guys, the way they came out, the way they finished.
That offensive rhythm, you think this has been in the first half, especially?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's that first half went pretty well. So having to take over 300 yards in a half, and I think our defense gave up 2. So I don't think anyone in the league's done that in half this year on both sides. So it was a hell of a first half.
What would you think of the way Isaac played before he got hurt, and how unconsciously were you trying to take advantage of his receiving skill? Those 2 catches, obviously.
Yeah, Brock got to a check down on that first third down. He was waiting on Kittle to get across the middle, and that's what I was watching. And then he went underneath to Isaac, and they just dropped him. So that was a huge play. But I thought Isaac looked real well, looked real good today. Ran hard, affected the game in the pass game, and hopefully we get some good news on his injury. So I had mixed emotions on that last drive. It was nice to be able to go on a 14-play drive to finish it with a touchdown, kind of put him away. But it was tough because Isaac there.
What was the difference offensively today? It seems like you've been waiting to have this type of a performance all season.
It's just how it went. There's not like an answer on it as compared to the rest of the season. Guys played well, stayed on the field on third down. Thought we got the run game and the pass game going. I thought the defense kept getting us the ball back every second in the first half, so it was easy to stick with it, and momentum's contagious, not just on the offense, but all 3 phases.
Were you a little anxious when the roughing the passer when Brock stayed down for a little bit?
Yeah, always when any of our players are down. But they talked to me in my headset and stuff, and by the time he got to the sideline, they told me it was good, so it was short-lived.
Well, he kind of asked similarly to what I was going to ask, but one of the things this season between you guys and the players is we need to play complementary football, and it did seem that everybody was firing on all cylinders in all phases of the game today, and I wanted to know, did you think that was sparked by the offense? But you kind of just said that you feel like the defense, well, you said they kept it going, so do you think it was sparked by the offense, and do you think that's how you keep that going for the rest of the season?
We got the ball first and we scored, and then our defense got it right back to us and kind of went that way the whole half. So, I think maybe our second series we did punt, and when the defense stops the team 3 and out right after that, and you get it right back, then you quickly forget about it. When you punt it, they go down and tie it up, the whole game gets changed. So it's all complementary football, and the guys were in sync today.
What did you think of Coop on this first game back? What does his presence do for the secondary?
I was just pumped to get Huff out there in uniform. We weren't sure how it was going to go this week, and being back for practice, and we thought he looked real good. And when he told me he had the confidence he had to play Friday, I was pumped to start him. So just to get him out there, I thought was just the emotions of it. I thought sparked our team. It looked like he played real well. Just from what I saw live, I'll see more on the tape, but. Just the type of guy Huff is, and getting him back out on the field with us throughout the week, and then in that game, I think fired our guys up.
You mentioned the other day that before Christian got here, you've been pretty plug and play with your running backs and be able to use different guys for Isaac to step up like that. And Patrick Taylor came in and got a touchdown. If Garendo is hurting, what can Taylor do for you?
I think I saw a little bit today.
Yeah.
When we giving Patrick runs, going back to the preseason and in practice, he's a good runner. He hits the right spots. He runs hard. So he's a guy who can definitely help us. And, I got some big carries, I want to say, versus Seattle. I think it was when JP went out and he was spelling Isaac, and he had to spell Isaac today. And when he went in, did a good job on all his opportunities.
Kyle, what'd you say to
necessarily like a raw guy, but after those 2 tough games, you had 3 tough games that you mentioned, the Seattle game, did you feel the need to speak to your team about keeping the mood up, or did you just sense that it was going to happen anyway?
You mean after the game?
Before, like going into this week.
Yeah, every time you get into a meeting as a coach, you want to figure out something that's going to affect the players. And when I say affect, make them practice better or play better. It's very rarely some special words that changes how guys play. But we did talk about the importance of this, where we were at, regardless of the result. I wanted to make sure that we came out today and just showed grit. We wanted to fight, and these last 2 weeks just not making it the game was something we weren't proud of. And we were ready to battle today, regardless of how that went. It went as good as it could, so I mean, the win was awesome. But I just wanted to make sure our team and how our team worked, we were ready. And you could tell in the meetings last night, guys were ready for this game, and it came out in the show.
Kyle, what was the message to the team, and do you think you can carry this momentum into Thursday night?
I hope so. I mean, momentum, we feel good right now. We played well. It's going to come fast. And the only way we're going to really enjoy today is if we take care of business on Thursday. I know we'll have 3 days to kind of enjoy it and come back and deal with our last 3 games. But if you don't take care of business on Thursday, not much to celebrate about today. So the main message in there is how proud I am of the guys. Now let's go home, get to sleep. Those guys take care of their bodies tomorrow. We'll put in the game plan tomorrow. And we got to come in Tuesday ready to go because 48 hours from the game once it happens.
Did you feel like you were in a rhythm as a play caller? It seemed like you were calling things we haven't seen that much, like zone reads and tight end screens.
I called some tight end screens this year. Zone read, we hadn't. That's just more of a scheme thing that we thought it looked good, and couldn't believe Brock didn't hand it off. But once he pulled it, I think that was a good decision too. It's just we had to overcome that holding call, which we didn't score, but I thought we did in the second half.
Coach, when you think about the grit, you said you wanted the guys to come out and play with some grit. When you think about the fact that Malik Mustafa took a hard hit, looked like he was a little rattled, came to the sideline, went back in, and he was the guy that broke up that play with Ozunde, or when he broke that up. If he wasn't there, that could have been a touchdown, obviously. But then also the grit behind Brock Purdy, taking a hard hit, coming right back a snap later. Can you just speak to the resilience of those two guys?
Yeah, I mean, grit's such a roundabout saying, but we got gritty dudes all over our team. We got as tough as guys as there is. I just wanted our team. We haven't been able to battle and finish a game when things have gone bad there, and that's what I wanted to make sure, just the whole team, that we're going to play with grit and show that. Not necessarily as individuals. I know we got gritty dudes all over, but when you have your backs against the wall like we have had, that's when it's your opportunities to show that your team can still play with some grit. Your team can have some resilience. And when we've been in those situations this year where we needed to, we haven't. I think we've done it a lot in the past, so we know how it looks and we know what it feels like. But the opportunities that we've had this year, we haven't got that done. And I just wanted to remind them that this year's not over, and today was an opportunity to show that. And that's not something you can do as an individual. We got gritty dudes, but as a team, that's collectively, and everyone's got to be kind of, say, psychology is contagious, and it's you try to think like one and play like one. And I felt that today from our team.
How over the last week, there's been some rumors over the interwebs that he traded to Chicago, and John called them common balls. Do you have a word to describe those rumors?
I don't know why they come out, but I don't want to be any place in the world more than here. My family feels just as strong, if not a lot stronger. So I hope they're going to have to kick me out of here. So that's why I'm making that decision.
Without McCaffrey, Bosa, and Trent, that's 3 captains. Do you see other leaders, kind of younger players emerging as somewhat as leaders?
Yeah, I think I think we've been needing that all year. When you want to be a leader, it starts with what you do on the field. It's got to be genuine. And when you have a certain way of playing on the field and you're out there and you do things, guys will start to look to those guys as leaders. And then it's kind of how you carry yourself and what you do in those moments. And I think we've had a lot of guys on this team, going back to even week 1 till now, that weren't, that didn't expect to get a lot of opportunities. Maybe when we drafted them or back in training camp, and they've gotten opportunities fast. And that's, I think, one of the positives. That there's a lot of guys that we do believe in, that I do believe are getting better each week. And hopefully they're going to be good Niners here for a long time.
How valuable is it to have a guy with that kind of speed, but also enough size to run inside?
I don't get how you can do one without the other. So if you could just track guys to run the speed plays and big guys to run the other plays, then that'd be easy. But you get hit wherever you go. You better be able to run outside, inside. You better be able to lower your pads and take hits. And the faster you are, the better, as long as you can do all that other stuff.
You run that screen pass to Kittle, the 33-yard line first drive before, and then just how well was he able to exploit the defense?
It was good. We caught him in a zone dog, which helps because they were matching all the guys down the field, so there's only kind of one guy looking at him. Got scarred a lot back in the day calling that because especially people like KJ Wright, they would just sit and stare at Kittle every time he blocked. So as soon as he'd catch him, people would drill him. So sometimes it's hard to get screens to guys who are really good at it. But that was a good play to open it up. Got it versus the right look, and when you can get George the ball versus the right look, I think everyone sees how explosive he is, and we just give him some crap for getting tackled inside the 5 twice, but he was unbelievable today.
Kyle and Brock had, had the bump shoulder against Seattle, they had to sit out. There was a snowstorm. And it's kind of difficult for him during that three-game losing streak. Did he stay kind of steady throughout? Sense any sort of frustration?
Yeah, I mean, normal frustration. I mean, we want to win. Brock's as competitive as anyone I've been around. So, he was real disappointed about the Seattle game and how they got away from us at the end. And then for him to come in Monday and feel the way he did was kind of a shock to him and to all of us. And it didn't respond very well that week. And so he wasn't able to come back versus Green Bay and get that taste out of his mouth. And when he did versus versus Buffalo, that wasn't a very fun game for obvious reasons. So, he's been battling. He's been awesome in practice. He's been great in the meetings. And I was real happy for today because it seemed like he played his ass off and he was decisive in everything he did. And he's always a competitor.
That second challenge, were they already in the replay review, or did you throw the flag and try to get them to do the replay? How did that?
Which one?
You threw the challenge flag on the second time.
The one,
but they
the
said it
low
wasn't.
catch,
Yeah,
the
they said it
fumble?
wasn't a challenge. No, it was
The fumble?
Yeah.
No, once they said it was an incompletion, then we saw on the scoreboard that he threw it backwards. So then I just threw it and said it was a fumble. And I think they overturned it anyways after I did that. So.
After a couple of cross-country road trips, I think with the weather, you feel the home field advantage today?
I mean, we always feel a home field advantage. It's so nice to not have to use a silent count and to be able to use our cadence and tee off on the ball and everything. We don't mind going on the road. We've been able to play in loud environments. We've been able to play in cold weather. It doesn't mean we prefer it, but we always love being at home and can't wait to be here in 4 days.
That's it.
All right, thanks guys.
Thanks, Coach.